Welcome to Unit 1, Teams and Teamwork. This initial unit will define the concept of teams and teamwork. Understanding these concepts will help us to further explore how teams and teamwork specifically impact the field of project management as the course progresses. This unit will also provide insight into specific classifications and characteristics of teams. Finally, team development will be evaluated from a social and behavioral perspective in order to better understand the conditions that must be in place for effective team formation. Upon completion of this unit, you will be able to distinguish the difference between work groups and teams, understand the need for teams, describe types and characteristics of teams, interpret the hierarchy of social and behavioral development as related to teams, and you will be able to understand the impact that teams have on project management along with effective team conditions. To start, let's define the term team so that we're talking from a common perspective. Katzenbach and Smith wrote a key book related to teams that influenced a lot of research and writing about teams in the 2000s. We'll leverage their definition of teams as being a small number of people with complementary skills who are committed to a common purpose, performance goals, and approach for which they hold themselves mutually accountable. Key elements to be mindful of regarding this definition are complementary skills, meaning the right mix of skills that are necessary to complete the team's assignment. Common purpose, meaning that the goals of each individual on the team go together with the others and the team overall. Performance goals, meaning goals that are aligned with the team's purpose. These goals would be specific and measurable. Finally, mutual accountability. This element of team performance refers to a common commitment and degree of trust across the team. Another important aspect about teams and teamwork that requires definition is the difference between work groups and teams. Work groups will have a centralized leader, while teams may embrace a shared leadership model. Work groups are focused on individual accountability, while teams leverage use of individual and mutual accountability. Work groups deliver individual work products, while teams deliver teamwork products. Work groups measure their effectiveness indirectly, like, for example, financial performance of the overall organization. Teams measure their effectiveness directly through an assessment of the work products that they produce. Finally, work groups discuss, decide, and delegate work, while teams also deliver work. Now that we've established the difference between teams and work groups, we'll define some team basics. Teams do many different things. There are teams that make recommendations, teams that manage processes, and teams that create, such as project teams. In order for teams to be effective, they must display some common characteristics by organizing around a common purpose based on specific performance goals with complementary skills, commitment, and mutual accountability. As we can imagine, there are many different needs for teams and teamwork. Benefits of teams include teams get better results over individual efforts. Teams are able to concentrate leadership and facilitate cross-functional relationship across an organization. Teams facilitate communication through common purpose and goals. Teams are flexible and capable of adapting to meet the needs of the organization. And teams provide a social dimension toward work that can overcome barriers to performance. I felt that this quote was very fitting for project teams. It is an understatement to say that the destiny of a project lies entirely on the project team. It is therefore imperative that the team member selection process be consummated with attention to the welfare of the project, success of the client, and the overall organizational edification. Given that teams are made up of individuals, there are specific individual attributes along with team attributes to be mindful of. From an individual perspective, people bring their skills to the table, both through experience and communication skills. These skills are one of the most important attributes of a team. People also bring their individual creativity to the team. Remember, creative team members make creative teams. Teams should be made up of individuals that are confident. Individual confidence directly impacts team confidence. As mentioned previously, individuals must be committed to the team effort in order to succeed. Finally, all individuals on the team must be motivated to contribute to team efforts. From an overall team perspective, teams must possess overall strength and resilience. The team must be based on a positive culture of support and delivery. And finally, teams must have specific roles that are to be filled within the team in order to be effective. This pyramid looks similar to Maslow's hierarchy of needs, but portrays a team's development from a group of individuals to an identity as a team. Taking this model into account, we as project managers must be mindful of this development hierarchy when developing or managing a team. It is important to recognize that teams can evolve up and down the hierarchy as they develop and as changes are made to the team, such as adding more team members. During the social identity or forming stage, project managers need to assess skill levels on the team and establish clear social and behavioral expectations. During the social identify or storming stage, project managers must establish a positive team culture and address negative behaviors that may result in power and status struggles. During the group emotion or norming stage, project managers must create opportunities for increased interaction and encourage the formation of friendships. During the group mood or performing stage, project managers should monitor the team for signs of emerging negative behaviors and maintain awareness of potential social loafing tendencies. Finally, during the group or group intelligence performing stage, project managers must monitor team behaviors and promote creativity. Finally, we should be mindful of creating the correct conditions for team development. Teams must be based on a contribution culture. They need strong communications to survive. Each team member must be responsible and committed to the team's success. Team members must be allowed flexibility that will lead to creativity. And we cannot underestimate the importance of positive working relationships across teams. The following references were leveraged in development of this initial presentation.